Hey, I'm Drackle, as the title says. This is me playing TDM on Showdown. It's not a map walkthrough or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you where to go, how to do this, blah blah blah. This is just me playing the game, and I will comment on what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, etc. It's a good way for people that are going, 11 and 48 on this kind of map to learn how to do something better. I'm using the Barrett M107 50 caliber. It's not a good sniping map, but I was really bored, and I like this gun. I like to shoot people and have lots of loud noises. I'm hiding behind the tractor. It's a good place to cover both sides, to my right, my left, and also in front. Try to stay on either side of the tractor. If you stay directly behind, people from the right and the left can see you, and they will shoot you, and you will die. I'm moving up. I'm going to see if anyone's coming. I'm hiding behind the dumpster, and immediately I put my scope up. I look at the gate and up there, because those are the two places people are going to be. And some guy jumps out in front of me, and I pull out my pistol real quickly, and I finish him off with a knife. And as I just mentioned, someone was right there to kill me on top of the balcony. Always watch that. Most people just run right by and don't notice that. This guy's rushing up, and give him a double tap with the Barrett. When you're shooting with any sniper rifle really, but especially the Barrett because of the recoil, or the R700 for that matter. Though the R700 is bolt action, so it really doesn't apply. For the semi-automatic sniper rifles, the M21 Dragunov and the Barrett, when you're going to fire a second shot, make sure the crosshair returns to the center of the screen where you were aiming previously. It's called a recoil reset. Pull the trigger, wait for it to come back, and I usually release the steady breathing key after I shoot, and then I'll press it down again once the crosshair return to the center of my screen, and then I'll fire again. And that's how you use a semi-automatic sniper rifle effectively. I had to call it a double tap, but it's really not a double tap, I guess. That's how you get two shots off quickly and accurately. This guy should have had me. He was hiding in the corner. And a nice jumping knife. I love those. Always a good idea to switch your pistol for a decent gun. Like especially I like to pick up the MP5 because that's my main weapon. If I'm my main weapon in general that I play with. When I'm sniping, sometimes if I'm camping in a building, I like to pick up a shotgun. It's good if some guy's coming up the stairs at you or jumping through a doorway. You can pop them real easily. My preferred sidearm is the Desert Eagle on all classes, especially sniper. You can put a guy down with 3 shots, as opposed to maybe 4 with another pistol, without stopping power. If you're not going to use a Desert Eagle because it has a pretty big recoil, I suggest going with the USP, but it's really whatever you feel comfortable with. And that was a nice shot there. Hit him right in the neck. Because all 3 of those pistols, except the Desert Eagle, do the same damage, so it's not a big deal. They just have different ranges. The M9 is just horrible because it has half the range of the USP. I mean, it's ugh. But it has almost no recoil, and you can have a lot of pistol rounds to shoot at someone. I pick up my P90, which is probably my second favorite submachine gun to the MP5. Decent all-around gun, good for fighting 2 or 3 people at a time because it has a large magazine of 50 rounds. Switched back to my Barrett, a reload, which looks awesome. I'm going to sneak back around, look through the gate, no one's there. I'm just going to hang out for a little bit, see if someone shows up so I can kill them. I check the balcony, and when I'm sniping, I always like to, not round corners, but I always like to, if I'm covering a large area, like something more than a doorway, I like to leave it unscoped so I can see the entire area, and then if I see someone moving, I scope in real quickly and hit them. Some people can't do that. It takes coordination. So if you're gonna keep it scoped the whole time, notice how small your viewing angle is. That was a perfect double tap, by the way. I waited just until it reached the center of my screen and I fired again. But if you're gonna keep it scoped all the time, I suggest you just cover something small like a door. The guy killed me with a scorpion because I wasn't ready for him. He came flying out of a doorway. When I need a sprint and I'm in pretty safe territory, I pull out my pistol. When you're moving, if you have a sniper rifle, if you're moving positions and you should always pull out your pistol. If you have a sniper rifle and some guy jumps out at you like that, you almost have no chance. Definitely go with the pistol if you're gonna move and then stop and switch back. Right now I'm just hiding behind the crate, looking at the opposing windows, seeing if there's anyone that's gonna pop up for me to shoot. In a minute some guy's gonna come running through the door to my right, across the courtyard. I'm gonna scope, I'm gonna look, I see that guy, he gets killed, and that's annoying because I was about to shoot him. I see this guy running, and I pop him. If I had left it scoped and kept my scope up on the second floor, I wouldn't have seen that guy coming. I had time to scope and shoot him. There's a guy I see him on my radar. He's gonna run down the stairs, and knife him, but I apologize because my computer locked up when I was recording that a little bit. In my next video, I'm actually gonna do one right after this on the crash map. I'm gonna do a lot more camping sniping. This is more mobile sniping by necessity because the map is fairly small, so I need to move around a lot to be successful. A lot of people like the mobile snipe with the ACOG scope, but personally I don't see the point of using the ACOG on any weapon. The Scorpion, sometimes people use the ACOG on the Scorpion because the Scorpion is insanely accurate in terms of recoil, and it's very high damage. It does more damage than the M16 actually, I think, but it has the worst range. People like to scope in and get headshots with that, but try it out. I see no point using it. Some people like it, it's an oddity. I'm just moving around now. I like to go to areas where there's not a lot of teammates. Make sure my team doesn't get flanked. I always check the balcony, then I check the gate. And I hit the guy right in the neck. Then I hit this guy twice through that little grating balcony. And surprisingly, he doesn't go down. He probably had like 2 health left. It's a good time to mention stuff about bullet penetration through walls. Obviously, if you're shooting something through like a drywall or wood or something, the bullets don't lose much of their damage going through. But if you're shooting through something like concrete, like I was just shooting through, there's very little damage gets transferred through that. I think if you shoot through a concrete wall, I think only 20% of the damage is retained. And the computer's locking up again. I apologize again. Also, when you're shooting through walls, the other thing you have to keep in mind is the angle of penetration. You do the most damage if you're shooting straight on at the wall. If you're shooting at an angle, it does less and less damage as you go more oblique. If you're shooting at more than a 45-degree angle, don't bother. It's not going to kill anyone. In fact, I think if you shoot at a 46-degree angle, it does 0 damage. Literally, the wall will stop it. I had to skip ahead in the video here because when I was recording this, my computer locked up and I didn't realize it. I'm just doing a little bit of camping. I see someone right on top of me. I don't really want to move because there's a guy to my right behind the gate there. So I'm just going to toss a grenade, and I see that guy moving, and I'm just making sure he doesn't come running down the stairs, and I see him pop up on the radar, and I see a muzzle flash, so I jump up and I shoot him. Always use the radar, obviously. It's a huge tool. I was able to tell where that guy was from the radar and then locate him through his muzzle flash, and he had no idea I was there, and I just popped him. Oh, I'm using the Claymore perk, which I really shouldn't be using for this map. I mean, I just keep it on my sniper class because I'm always moving from building to building. So Claymores are a good idea if you're a sniper, obviously, for obvious reasons. 3x frag, while a great perk, it's not very useful as a sniper, because, I mean, how many times you're going to get into a close quarter situation where you're going to need to use a grenade. If you're doing that, if you need 3 grenades as a sniper, you're sniping wrong, put it that way. And I'm using the UAV jammer instead of stopping power. The Barrett has the best damage in the game, so it's stopping power. Unless you really suck with your aim, or you really can't get a second shot off, you have trouble doing that, then I wouldn't go with stopping power. And this is hilarious.